This video is brought to you by Skillshare.
All right, so now that we've talked about the processional, let's talk about the ceremony. Now that you have captured the bride entering the ceremony, it's time for the handoff. Oftentimes, this part of the ceremony happens pretty early, so it's important to stick around for a few minutes before getting your bride's angle set. Then again, if you already have that set, you're okay to stick around and let that moment breathe a bit more. Once dad has hugged the groom, kissed his daughter, I circle around to the right side and make sure that my framing and my focus is locked in as they reposition. For the bride's angle, I do mimic the same setup that's on the left side of the groom, so an 85 or 135 focused in on the bride. Once I know that my left and right camera angles are set, they're focused in, I circle around to the back and I move my safety angle to the center of the aisle. So while the ceremony is taking place and the officiant is going through their monologue, before the vows happen, I like to look around the ceremony, mostly at the parents and the grandparents, and see if there are any good reactions worth capturing. A lot of times you can capture some really sweet family moments that the couple can look back on later on. So that is why it's important to have a roamer cam or another cam dedicated to guest reactions during the ceremony so that you can really enhance this part of the day and just add that extra layer of emotion that's going on through this day, because just focusing on the bride and groom is still an important factor, but also the family members. I mean, they are part of this day as well. They helped raise and shape these individuals, and so we want to include them and we want to capture that emotion during the ceremony as well. So it's really important to consider having a roamer cam. And of course, if you are a solo filmmaker, that can be challenging, but it's not impossible. And obviously, I do recommend just always having a second shooter, just so you can really serve that moment, especially even if you only have a second shooter for the ceremony. It's definitely worth considering. And two, it's really important for the couple to be able to see their family's reactions, because while they're up there, they're just really focused in on each other. And getting the opportunity for them to see the guests that were there and just be able to be fully immersed in their ceremony and see it from a unique perspective is really what it's all about. So having these additional shots will just help build a scene with genuine and raw reactions that are going to really impact your couple's story and give them a really valuable memory to remember. And another tip that I forgot to mention, but obviously when you get all of your cameras set up during the ceremony, they're locked in, you want to adopt the set it and forget it mentality. There's nothing worse than getting back into the editing room and you were so mad at yourself because you kept, fiddling with the focus, or you were being indecisive and you kept adjusting your framing, and really you just want to let this moment breathe. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes for anyone who loves learning and growing as a creative person. Skillshare is a great place to invest in yourself. With ad-free new premium classes launched each week, there's always something new to discover. For me, I am always looking for ways to invest in myself and my business. And for me, a big part of that is evolving and growing through education. Skillshare is a great way to learn from the best. People like Maddie Hapoya and Dan Mace. A lot of the folks on Skillshare are people that I have looked up to, admired, and even modeled my work after. Maddie Hapoya's wedding film class is one that really shaped and elevated my style as it is today. The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can start investing in yourself today. So you have all your cameras set up, the ceremony's going on, the couple's reading their vows, you're just letting those cameras breathe, you're letting the moment breathe, and you're getting ready for the kiss. You're getting ready for the recessional. And honestly, this is one of the easiest moments to capture because really all the hard part has already been done. Typically what I like to do is I like to move my center aisle cam to the left or the right side, make sure that is still focused in on a wide perspective, and just let that just sit through the rest of the ceremony. And then I will team up with the photographer again and just mirror them. Sometimes they like to be in the center of the aisle and walk backwards with the couple as they exit. That's always a good game plan. And then some of them just like to stay in the back and let the couple walk to them, which is another option that works really well. So once the bride and groom kissed and they are announced, I am following the bride and groom as they exit. Don't just stop after they get to the end of the aisle. Continue to walk with them and film them, because this part is going to be really, really special. You'll get some raw excitement. And then of course, the bridal party is coming right after them, and they're going to be hugging each other, they're going to be celebrating together. And those are really special moments that you want to capture. All right, so to recap, some helpful tips that you can use to film the ceremony in a way that really services your couple well and your creative process. So be prepared and have a game plan. You want to make sure that you have at least 3 to 4 cameras, 3 tripods, 2 recorders, maybe even a 3rd recorder to hook up to a DJ system, just to have a backup for your backup. Communicating your process with the photographer, the planner, the officiant even. Let them know every angle that you will be capturing, and provide clarity around your vision so that they understand what you need for this part of the day. Really, without this, your film and your end product could really suffer without the proper communication and collaboration. Use long lenses for your couple's reactions and even guest reactions. This really serves the emotion well and allows you to capture those intimate moments without being obtrusive. Adopt the set it and forget it mentality. This is probably one of my favorites, and one that I had to literally just continue to repeat to myself over and over again. Stop being indecisive, trust your instincts, trust your gut feeling, and just roll with it. Consider having a roamer camera, glide cam, handheld solution for guest reactions and just everything in between. Being able to float during the ceremony and capture little moments are really a huge deal, and it's going to be really important for your film later on, and give your couple a chance to really be immersed and transported into this moment from a different perspective. Follow the bride and groom all the way through the recessional, up until where the bridal party meets them, so that you can capture some real, raw, and genuine reactions from everyone celebrating and just being so excited for their friends. And just those little nuggets that really make the biggest difference in your film. And last but not least is just don't overthink it. I know I am guilty of this. A lot of the times I am just, overthinking my framing. I'm wondering, did I turn on the recorder? Did I forget to turn on the recorder? I mean, seriously, I have nightmares about this stuff. And I think that's just part of being creative, right? I think that's part of being in this industry and caring about your couple's story, caring about the filmmaking process, the creative process. But yeah, just, practice what you preach, Jared. Don't overthink it. All right, well, that is the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around. I hope you found this video helpful or valuable in some way. If you did, it would mean so much if you consider subscribing, liking this video, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know, is there something that you struggle with in particular with the ceremony? Is there something that you feel that you're really good at in the ceremony? Either way, I'd love to hear from you guys. And so until next time, keep creating and telling beautiful stories. Peace.